Ha! This is the Berserker Blothar from the rock band Gua, and you are watching Vin and Sori.
I'm Vin.
I'm Sori.
And this is
Black Label.
Black Label Society. The name of this song is Funeral Bell. This is
Big homie Overshadow Sean.
Overshadow freaking Sean. One of the greatest. One of the best in the biz. Overshadow Sean, this is for you. Now, there's multiple ways to get your song reviewed, dear listener. My favorite way is the community option. $1 at the gate gets you in a Patreon where you will meet amazing Alliance leaders and Alliance participants. Leah of the Village, Pony of the Village, the world famous Kalendros, etc., etc., etc. You get to pull your points together, and there's a whole bunch of perks based on whatever tier you're on. $5 tier gets you, $5 and above tier gets you exclusive listening to the first 40 seconds of the song that Sori and I and the rest of the band are working on. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Vin and Sori are in a band. And we're in a band with a couple villagers, so we're very, very excited to bring you our art form. So the first 40 seconds is there for the 5 and above. There's also the Guar interview.
Yep.
Who I'm assuming you saw him at the beginning.
Oh.
Yeah, I want you to put that in the
Okay.
Guar interview, so $10 above is going to get a sneak peek to that. And then there's a shirt tier, there's a song request tier, whole 9 yards. So that's one. Now, if you're a filthy capitalist like Sori and you don't want to work with an alliance and you don't want to, negotiate to get a song reviewed from your alliance and you want to do this song yourself, $125 at the gate gets you straight to the head of the line, just like in Disney World. So if you're at the $125 tier on Patreon, then you get access to a lot of the perks of the other ones. For example,
yeah, you'll get this song, not song, but that interview and the song.
All of that jazz. So that's really good. Okay. So here we are, Funeral Bell, Black Label Society. Also, if you are a intelligent person who loves very interesting dialogue, I was on the Steve McRae show a couple days ago. We'll try to put the link in that description. Check out his channel, like, share, comment, subscribe to him. And without further ado, Black Label Society, let's do it. Right from the gig up, dun-dun-dun-dun. that solo. I love this song.
Yeah, me too.
You know, when we're writing, I like, oh, I like that riff, but I don't want to write it for the whole song. But they were writing that,
yeah.
You know, like that was crazy. And then, so because they were doing that type
his
of
voice.
Yeah, well, he reminds me a little bit of Lane from Alice in Chains. Oh,
yeah, I can see that.
Like they sound very, very, very similar.
You know what? I have seen those guitars before. Those like
the little hypnotic thing.
Yeah, I wonder if that's like his signature one, and then people have kind of copied off it, or if that's kind of like a.
Okay, so who is the? I guess if we find the singer, we find the guitarist, right? Black Label.
I'm surprised it wouldn't have it right on the side of Genius.
Well, it's guy's name is Zach Wild.
Yeah.
And so let me see. Zach Wild.
I'm gonna pull up the lyrics in the meantime because I couldn't like completely understand it because I think it was alive. Listen, if you jump on the $125 tier, you pick the one that we do.
You called it. That's his signature guitar. It's right there. Zach Wild says, "Subhanallah." Good. There you go. Well done. Good catch. Good catch. It's amazing how much you've picked up.
I know.
You know, like you would have
becoming
never.
a regular metalhead.
Yeah.
You know what I was thinking when we went to the first show, and when everybody goes, "Hey, hey," I was like, I thought that was like so unbelievable. First of all, I didn't realize it happened at every show, and I couldn't believe that you knew what to do, and that everybody was doing this together, and everybody. But I didn't realize it was something that gets done all the time. I'm like, how did this whole crowd know to do that? I thought that was like absolutely amazing. Now I'm like, wait a minute. Everybody's doing this.
The first time I saw somebody do the "I" with Metallica.
Yeah.
It was I think it was Creeping Death. They played the opening, licks or whatever, and then he was like, "I." I was like, "Ah." This guy. This is one of the reasons
I was like, he knows everything.
Oh.
But then I realized.
I don't know nothing.
No, I didn't realize that. I just realized that on that particular thing, everybody understood that.
Yeah, so Funeral Bell, man.
Drinking, drugged up, completely shot to hell. Left behind, ain't nothing left to sell. Oh wait, nothing left to sell. Did you notice that they had all the cups of beer behind them?
Oh, no, but that's very common in a rock show too.
Yeah, I know. I just, for some reason, like this time I was like, yeah, but your liver. That's a lot of drinking.
Well, I think that's what he means when he says the hatred of your blood. Because
so tortured, so insane.
Yeah, dead ends and lost hope.
Yeah,
running through your veins, running through your veins. So I think what he's saying is you're being hateful to your blood by poisoning it with this, with this chemical, or your blood can also. The term blood can also mean like your family.
Well, yeah, well, that's why I thought it was. I think it would be a double.
How do you take that one?
Well, when you live like that, like it probably doesn't. It probably affects your family in a negative way.
Yeah.
If you're drinking and you're... well, what did he say? He said something about drugs at the beginning. Completely shot to hell. You know what I mean? Like, so... drugged up, I think that has an effect on your family. And I think that being in a band where you travel all the time, I think that negatively affects your family because you're not there for a lot of the major holidays and events, and some families can't understand that. Like, they feel like that you should be there, even though, you know, if they had a job that required that they were gone for holidays, like, you know, probably people would be like, well, it really sucks, but good for you, you know what I mean? But like, I feel like that probably people in bands, like, kind of, I don't know, catch a lot more hell for it.
Yeah, it's very interesting. I think that's one of the things that is completely missing in the drug debate or the opioid crisis or whatever, where nobody's looking at this as a form of self-hate. Like, I've never heard it described that way. You know, like, especially hard drug usage. Like, I've never heard that described as an act of self-hatred. So when he says the hatred of your blood in the context of this, it's like, whoa, that is true. Because think about it, if you ran into somebody who had somebody tied up in a basement, and then they started feeding them poison, you'd be like, yo, you hate that person. So, like, the drug user is basically doing that to himself, and so in there's a sense in which it's an act of self-hatred, especially when you look at someone and say, your friend died last month of this OD, you're gonna die too. I'm using hate in the Leah was hated sense. Right?
I see.
Like, there's just basically a principle in the Bible that sometimes when you see the term hate, doesn't literally mean hate, it simply means to love less. So, that's how I took it. But I also think there's just a direct self-destructive streak in some people.
Well, yeah, I think that some people do it because of self-hate and they're destructive. And I think other people, it's like, where's the party at? It's just about having fun and just, you know what I mean? Like,
well, if it's a recreational drug, sure, I'm not particularly certain how long that lasts.
I was thinking about drinking.
How long that lasts with heroin.
I'm immediately thinking about band people.
Yeah, I'm immediately thinking about heroin here when he says drugged up, because he's talking about he can't.
You know how some people get like a weird skewed idea of what's like good? So like for instance, the parent that gives money to their child who has a drug addiction,
right?
Because they don't want their kid to do something else to get the money, because they know they're going to get the money to get the drugs,
right? And
so they keep giving them money so that way they won't do other things, but in the end it's going toward the drug, which is feeding their habit, which is killing them.
It's a horrible position for a parent, particularly a mother, to be in. It's just very, very, very difficult. Like when we were taking people up to rehab, like, you know, the guy would give the spiel, and he always mentioned the mothers, never mentioned the fathers. Now, it could be because the fathers weren't involved, right? But it could also be that generally the mom is going to be softer.
Yeah.
And so the guy was talking about, you know, the mom drove up and collected the dude out of rehab, and then they were all going to his funeral 3 weeks later.
Because rehab is tough, you know, and so when they're calling and they're like, Mom, and I'm gonna, you know, I can do this, blah, blah, blah. And so then she thinks, oh, they're being so mean to my baby.
Right.
And then she goes up there and she snatches him up and
100%.
she takes him out of there, but then he just goes right back to it.
100%.
Ooh.
And like that guy tells the story every single time, but he still has to end up going to people's funerals for that stuff. So it's pretty tragic situation. And like I said the act is an act of self-hatred. Especially the harder and harder you get with the drugs. Like a lot of these guys, you know, they basically say, hey, I'm a loser junkie anyway at this point. I've crossed the point of no return, so whatever.
It's not true though.
No, it's not true. As long as you're still around, then you're not at the point of no return. So there you are.
Just gotta get that help.
But he sounded so much like Lane. It was insane. Like, what in the world? And I was looking to see, like, maybe this was a cover. You know what I mean?
Oh, maybe.
So I don't know, but it doesn't look like that. But
so he's basically saying he knows what he's doing is not good for him.
Right.
But he just can't help it, so he's gonna just ring that funeral bell for himself.
Well, he says he can't stop the ringing of my. So it could be
an action,
or it could be describing what the bell is doing.
What?
I see, like it's ringing in his ears. Is what you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it could be both.
He can't stop ringing it, or he can't stop the ringing that's already going.
Right, but I think
that's interesting.
But I think you're right in the sense that because he's ringing it, and ringing it is ingesting the drug, he can't stop hearing. So it's like this pretty vicious cycle if you really think about it.
Yeah. Okay, so I think that I probably picked up on some of these lyrics, which is why I noticed the alcohol in the background.
Okay.
I think that's why it stuck out to me. The other thing too is that, we were talking to a band member and they were saying like, they were talking about, being high and drunk out of their minds and stuff as usual, after shows.
Oh, that wasn't a band member, that was...
He's not in a band?
You said one of our band members.
No. I said our?
Pretty sure you did.
We were talking to a band member.
It's not in our band. We're a separate band then. But anyway, continue.
But we needed to clarify that for you guys because I'm sure you thought we were we were in. Anyway,
well, I mean, the people we've got in this. Go ahead, continue.
So anyway, yeah. So I was just thinking, like, I don't know. Probably because, like, it's hard for me to understand something when I don't relate well with it. I tried to twist my chair so it would bounce on the thing.
What do you mean by that?
Like, so, I'm, like, really weird when I consume alcohol. I actually think, I'm poisoning myself. And I hate that feeling. And then I hit a certain point where I'm like, who cares? I'm just gonna enjoy this. And then usually, like, one thing that I really enjoy when I've had a little bit too much to drink is being messy because I can't stand like Vin you've seen him, he'll be like, wah, just throw things in the room, or he empties something. I just cleaned the room, he empties a bottle of, something, and then he just throws it across the room on the floor. I'm like, why would you do that? And the kids are similar to that, and obviously I can't do that. But when I've had some alcohol, that I always like to throw something on the floor because I like that sometimes I'll be like, fine, I'm just gonna do it too, and I'll throw something, but I can't. It doesn't set well with me. But when I have consumed some alcohol, then I'm like, I can throw something on the floor, and I love it. It's very entertaining for me. I do it literally every time. It's very entertaining for me to do it and literally not care that I just did it. And I always like testing that. Anyway, so what I'm getting at...
Well, when you have the baby, you can go back to throwing stuff on the ground.
Yeah, but what I'm getting at is that, I can't do that all the time.
This is from the sink, isn't
it? No, it isn't.
Oh, that's like that.
So I can't do that all the time or drink all the time because, it is something that I'm like, that's not good. Like every time I drink, I think, okay, well I can't drink too much. Cause in between, after having Orion, I went through a phase where I was trying all kinds of different drinks.
Yeah.
But every time I was trying something different, I was like, well gee, I hope I'm not doing too much. I hope I'm not overdoing it. But these people seem like they've completely accepted it. They're like, we're just gonna get smashed every time we do a show. And I'm like, I just think that it's hard for me to understand that. Plus, when I'm like that, there's this fight inside my head between control and just enjoying it. But these people seem like they have no issue with not having that control. You know what I mean? Or maybe they've become so accustomed to it they still feel in control even when they're not.
Oh, yeah. Right. But that little...
Because I have to keep telling myself, it's okay, it's just gonna last for a little bit.
It's not as important to most people as it is to you.
To be in control.
Yeah. That's but there's a lot of people like that. I'm just saying there's other people. Okay, listen to this part right here. Watch. Wow. If you go back there, he sounds very much like...
Yeah.
He sounds very much like him. I could definitely see the influence there.
Who came out first?
What do you mean? These guys. Alice in Chains did? Yeah.
Okay.
They came first. And this was in 2003. April 22nd.
I know I say this every time. Like the last time that we did a Black Label Society video, I said this. But my brother used to have a shirt that said Black Label Society.
Have we ever done a Black Label Society song?
I believe so, because I believe I told this story.
Okay, go ahead.
Anyway,
I don't think we have.
What?
Go ahead. Say what you're gonna say.
Anyway, he was wearing this shirt, and I was like fresh out of Bible college.
Oh, no.
And so I was like,
shout out to them.
and I didn't have the internet or anything like that, so I couldn't like just Google it. And I was like, wait, hey, we haven't?
I told you we have it. Go ahead, finish the story.
Well, it must have come up in another context. Anyway, why am I always wrong?
Mandela effect.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, closest thing.
There's so many things that keep happening like this. We went to leave in the car. I kept telling Vin, I said, I didn't take the keys out of the car. I didn't take the keys out of the car. I did. I had no memory of it. It's the mama brain, I guess.
Called baby brain, ladies and gentlemen.
So anyway, so he was wearing this shirt that was Black Label Society, and so, you know, I was in Bible college, and, you know, you had to be concerned about the Narnia series, so you really had to be concerned about Black Label Society.
By concern, it means label it as witchcraft.
Which is really, really bad.
We continue.
In talking animals. Not good. Anyway, so he said, I was trying to be, like, cool about it, but I wanted to know, I thought it was, like, sounding like an alcohol. And so I said, is that, so what's on your shirt? And then he goes, I think he said something like, it's an alcohol. And like did something like this. And I was like, what am I supposed to say? What am I supposed to say? My brother's turning into an alcoholic before my eyes. And I started like getting all nervous about it. And then he's like, no, sorry. He's like, it's a band. But I didn't really believe him after that, because I'm like, now he's trying to trick me, so I don't, you know, say anything to my parents about it. But now I realize it really is a band.
Makes him even worse. It's so weird.
So many things.
You're so strange.
I know. Well, you have no idea.
I mean, I've got some ideas.
I've been through a lot.
I've got some ideas.
Church world.
I've got some ideas. Yeah, and then he talks about genocide's coming way too soon. I mean, I hope this guy's still alive, because every time we fall in love with a band or something, they die. So I need to know that this dude is still alive. Zach Wilde? He's still kicking? Yes, he is. Okay. There we go. All right.
He's a cool looking dude, too.
Yeah.
I liked his getup.
He definitely, like, has, like, a very, very good look to him. Very good vibe to him.
Well, a lot of times, like... and I don't know, maybe it's different from now, but a lot of times people in the metal world are not like, you know, Orion from Behemoth?
Yeah.
He doesn't look like a typical metal guy. He looks like he's a Viking that jumped up on the stage, you know what I'm saying? So even this guy, too, he had like a more brawlier look to him, which is not typical for, you know, what I've seen mostly in metal. It's more kind of...
Skinny.
I didn't want to say it, but we all knew what I was saying.
Skinny.
I mean, I was surprised. Remember when I said to,
Slim.
Oh, no. Forget about it. I'm not going to read that.
Slender.
When I said about that guy.
Flacco.
He had...
Oh, yeah. Don't bring it up. People were very triggered there. It was like one of the few times I've ever heard you get called out by people. Every third comment was that, and it was a beautiful moment for me, because I never get that type of treatment.
Yeah.
What do you get this? So the guy's still alive, so that's good. What do you get the song?
Very high 9.
Yeah, it's a 9.7 for me. 9.7.
9.8.
Really good song. I just love the way that it came out. Boom, right at the beginning. Cacao, punch in the mouth. Dun, 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 dun. Good song. Good
All
pick,
right.
Overshadow Sean. Vin out.
Sorry out.
Gone.